I'm Jennifer and this is Kate, and today we're reviewing the newly released and very powerful movie Sound of Freedom starring Jim Caviezel.
So this movie is based on the true story of Tim Ballard, a government agent who went on a mission to save children from sex traffickers in Colombia.
So definitely a tough topic. So while you might be thinking, I want to support this movie, I definitely want child trafficking to end, you might also be wondering, is this just going to be too hard for me to see it all on screen?
And if that was you, we were right there with you before you went and saw this movie.
So today we're going to share our experience seeing the movie, and we're also going to answer some other questions that you might have about it.
So let's go ahead and jump into the review.
Okay, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the main question here. Great movie, want to support it, but is it going to be too intense for me to see on the screen?
So in our experience, no, it was not too much. The movie doesn't skirt around the issue of child trafficking or downplay it, but instead it gives you the information in a way that you can understand what's going on without having to witness every detail. So it is not too graphic that we couldn't sit through it.
The movie honestly drew us in right from the beginning. It is so well done. There was never a time when we felt like, oh no, I can't watch it, it's just too much.
And that's not to say that the movie didn't affect us deeply, because it did. We don't think that anyone could go into this movie and not be affected by it, but we could watch it.
And I think that's in part because, number one, the movie was just so well done, and number two, because this is a movie of great hope. It's not just a despairing, dark movie. Good can and still does triumph over evil.
So we made it all the way through, and it's definitely a movie that we could see ourselves watching again.
So now on to the next question. Should you see this movie with your children?
So we would say this would probably be for older kids, like 18 and up. Definitely not for a younger audience. And even then, still, maybe not for every older kid. It's really a situation where the parents need to know their child and make the call on whether or not to take them and to see this movie.
I agree, absolutely. I read in an article that even the children who acted in the movie, they were not told what the movie was about. They were just given different prompts to help them act sad or act scared. So I think that pretty much says it all right there.
So the movie is rated PG-13, so you might wonder, is there a lot of language and a lot of violence in it? And yes, there is some language. It's not excessive, it's relatively minimal, and most of it is in Spanish.
And yes, there is also some violence in it, shooting, fighting. You see a few different raids going on. There's also some footage at the very beginning of the movie that shows children being kidnapped literally right off the street, which is very disturbing to see and frightening. So that's another reason why we think that this is not a movie for younger kids.
So the next question is, were there parts of this movie that we enjoyed? And while child trafficking is not a fun topic, it's very horrible, and no one likes it, yes, there were parts to this movie that we did like.
We love the powerful message that this movie sends, which is very clearly God's children are not for sale. That's really what this movie is all about.
And again, it's a very hopeful movie. There are really brave people in the world who are not afraid to step up and save these children, risking their lives most of the time. So it's very inspiring to see that.
They were so brave. And not just the federal agents who were helping the children, but the children themselves. In his message at the end of the movie, Jim Caviezel points out that the real heroes of the movie are the children, how they stuck together and how they helped each other.
But there were also a couple of funny one-liners that made us laugh, so the movie is not completely dark.
And the movie is also a great reminder that we can't know what's in a person's heart just by the way they look on the outside or by what has happened to them in their past. People will always surprise us. And there's one character in the movie, although no spoilers, who definitely plays that out.
So what surprised us about the movie? Well, one of the things was that in his message at the end of the movie, Jim Caviezel says that this movie was filmed like 5 years ago, but is just now hitting theaters because it encountered every roadblock out there, including getting bought and then shelved by Disney, until finally Angel Studios got the ball rolling.
Go Angel Studios! We were also surprised during the movie itself when we looked around the theater, everyone was glued to the screen. No one got up to use a bathroom. No one was on a cell phone. People could hardly eat their popcorn. They were just so riveted by the story.
And when the movie was over, no one left the theater. Everybody stayed to see Jim's message after the credits,
which was well worth staying for.
So would we recommend this movie? Again, absolutely yes. It is such an important message.
It really shines the spotlight on a very difficult topic. I mean, we all know that child trafficking goes on, but no one really ever talks about it that much. So we had no idea before we saw this movie how widespread and rampant the problem really is.
So it is an industry that is literally worth billions of dollars every year. There are more slaves in the world right now than at any other time in history, even more than when slavery was legal. So that is very disturbing, and it should not be that way.
Yeah, that is, definitely disturbing. So the more people who go to see this movie, the more the word gets out, and then the more we can do working together to stop this horrible trafficking. So we would love for everyone to go see the movie.
But if you're still thinking like, no, I just don't think I can manage to sit through the movie, what are some other ways that you can support this cause?
Well, one thing you can do is go to the Angel Studios website and pay it forward, which means buying a ticket that someone else could use.
Angel Studios has given away millions of free tickets this way. And if you want to see the movie but need help covering the cost, you can request a ticket this way as well. And you can also just spread the word about it by posting on social media or by telling your friends and family.
Or if you want to give support to an organization that specifically fights child trafficking, you can donate to Operation Underground Railroad. And that is the organization that Tim Ballard set up specifically to help rescue children.
So we'll have all these links in the description box for you, how to pay it forward, how to request a ticket, and a link to the Operation Underground Railroad website.
So Sound of Freedom, definitely a movie we're seeing. Not the easiest movie to watch, but so good.
So let us know down in the comments if you've seen it and what you thought.
So we hope this review was helpful for you. We thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.